What's up, everybody? Dependent Fanatic here. Hello, in Michigan. Just took down Howard 101-80. My bracket took a hit when Wisconsin lost earlier today while I was at work, who was one of my Elite Eight teams, so that hurt. Duke had a scare earlier today. VCU did beat North Carolina in overtime. Texas beat BYU. Texas A&M beat St. Mary's. And for Michigan, it's one down, five to go in their run for the NCAA championship. Morez Johnson Jr. was the fifth ever player in the NCAA tournament with 20-plus points, 10 rebounds, and 100% from the field. He shot 8 for 8 from the field, and one of them was a three. That's right. Adai Mara had 19 points for Michigan on 8 of 10 shooting. He had 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 blocks as well. Elliot Cadeau had 5 points, 1 of 5 from 3. But he had 9 assists to just 1 turnover. Namari Burnett had an efficient 15 points on 5 of 6 shooting, along with 4 rebounds. Yaxel Lendenborg finished with 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. And the hometown kid from near Buffalo, Roddy Gale Jr., had 14 points on 6 of 7 shooting and 2 assists. Michigan as a whole shot 67% today and 46% from 3. They made 11 out of 24 three-pointers, and they out-rebounded the Bison, of course, 35-23. They also shot 80% from the free throw line, which is a good sign going forward as well, 16 of 20 from the stripe. The Bison did make 48% from 3, which kept this game close in the first half. It was a 50-46 game at halftime. Michigan had the 4-point lead was all. But then Johnson had a layup and one to start the second half. Michigan went press and caused a 10-second violation. Johnson had an alley-oop layup. Then Cotton hit a 3 for the Bison, but Burnett answered with a 3 of his own. Harris had 1 of 2 free throws for the Bison, and then Johnson hit his 3. Then Okajay had a jumper, but Johnson had a turnaround jumper of his own. The guy was amazing today. I asked him to step up for this team, and he did. Okajay hit 2 out of 2 free throws. It was 63-56 Michigan under the 16 TV timeout in the second half. Johnson had a layup. Gillis had a layup. Cadeau finally hit his 1-3 after missing a bunch. Yaxel had a layup for Michigan. Harris had 1 out of 2 free throws. It was 70-59 Michigan as Michigan called a timeout with 13:25 left. Out of that timeout, they found Johnson down low for the jam. Yaxel hit 2 out of 2 free throws. Gale hit a 3. It was a 12-1 run for Michigan, and Howard called a timeout. Taylor hit a 3 out of Howard's timeout for them. And it was 77-62 Michigan at the under 12 TV timeout. Taylor hit a layup, but then Mara had a dunk. Then Mara hit 2 free throws. Then Okajay hit 1 out of 2 free throws. But then Mara had an alley-oop dunk. Johnson had a dunk. Mara had a dunk. We were punishing them down low, which is something that we've been wanting to see lately, and it happened here in this game today. Howard called a timeout after that. It was 87-65 Michigan at the 7:32 mark in this game. Michigan then forced a shot clock violation. Mara had a dunk, and then Mara had another dunk for Michigan. McKinney had a layup off a full court pass from Mara, which was beautiful. Howard then had another timeout after an 18-1 run by Michigan. Gillis missed a 1-1 for Howard. Johnson had 1 out of 2 free throws. Harris hit a dunk for Howard. Gale had a layup, the hometown kid. Burnett hit a dunk. Harris hit a three. It was 98-70 Michigan at 3 minutes to go in this game. Would Michigan get to 100 points again? And would they cover the spread, which was 30.5 points? They were up by 28 here right now with 3 minutes to go. They put in Oscar Goodman, so that told me that they weren't even going to try to cover the spread. Gillis hit 2 free throws, then he hit 1 out of 2 free throws, then Harris hit 2 free throws. They were attacking the youngsters for Michigan and getting to the line, and then Cordell's alley-oop dunk gave Michigan the 100 points, but then Gillis hit a 3 on the youngsters. McKinney hit 1 out of 2 free throws, Powell hit a floater, and Michigan won this game 101-80 after putting in Goodman, Cordell, Dusty May's kid, Isley. The margin shrunk from 28 to 21. So that is kind of concerning. We may need some of these guys like Goodman and Cordell. I've seen them before, and when they come in, they are beasts. They're more big bodies that we can throw at people. We might need these guys down the stretch. So I did like that Dusty May put them in. Keep our guys healthy. We don't need to cover the spread. We didn't even need to score 100, but we did. So next up is going to be the winner of the game coming up here tonight between Georgia and St. Louis, and we'll see who that is. But I expect Michigan to win, of course. This was a test. It was a 4-point game at halftime. They hung around. They gave Michigan fits. They got us into foul trouble after Michigan only had, I think, one or two fouls in the whole entire first half. Second half was a different story. Michigan started fouling, but that means Michigan was getting in their grill. They were getting stops. They were getting outlet. They were getting to the rim. So you take the good with the bad when it's Michigan. We got to go score. That's what we do. So a win is a win. And we advance to the round of 32 versus one of these two teams, Georgia and St. Louis. What do you guys think about their performance today from the Wolverines? Was it good enough? Do you feel good about it going forward? I know I do. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and have a great night out there. Go Blue.